begin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. I am your host, James Phoenix. Joining me for this review, over here, we have Anastasia Lazerbeam,
Hello.
and over here we have Chris the Mole.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear me properly, and I'm not sure if it was just me. Jim was sounding a little broken up then. Is he plugged in?
I have not, I didn't have a chance.
Fair enough.
My apology. But here to talk about...
Well, you're super broken up now, so I think you should plug in while we just talk about like that, or no, Full House a bit or something.
Yeah, Jim will go plug in while I'm trying to settle a debate between whether or not that's Pew with new headset or she's got a Princess Leia haircut.
What the? I do not have a Princess Leia. That is ridiculous.
I actually was plugged in. I just forgot to switch to it.
Hey.
There you go.
Okay.
Fuller House.
We are here to talk about Fuller House today. The, of course, Netflix sequel series to the 80s and 90s hit sitcom Full House. 13 episodes. The first season has been on Netflix for about a month now. It's already been renewed for a second season, despite the incredibly low ratings according to aggregate sites like Rotten Tomatoes.
Hmm.
And it's also worth noting this is maybe the worst sequel since Caddyshack 2. Or worst sequel since Highlander 2.
Unfortunately, there couldn't only be one.
I'm kidding. It's not Highlander 2 bad. I'm kidding.
Fair enough.
That was fucking terrible.
But this is pretty shit.
But at any rate, yes, this is Fuller House, of course, the show being brought back after so many years into a sequel series. The premise being that, of course, if you've seen Full House, the original series, of course, is Danny Tanner, played by Bob Saget, has to raise his 3 girls after becoming a widower, and he's joined by his brother-in-law Jesse and his best friend Joey to help raise these girls in San Francisco. The sequel series baits a similar premise. While Danny and his new wife are moving out, as has Jesse and Becky ever since, they're all moving to LA. Well, Joey is moving to Nevada, where he's doing comedy shows every night because he's a comedian. We find out that eldest of the 3 girls from the original show, DJ, played by Candace Cameron Bure once again, has lost her husband, who was a firefighter. He died in the line of duty, and is now raising her 3 sons.
Cue the laugh track. Okay, they didn't do that.
Wow.
They didn't do that.
No, I had to do it because it was fucking funny.
Okay, then.
I mean,
yeah, they didn't do that. Yeah, my husband died in a fire just from the laugh track.
No, it was just how shitty it was presented.
At any rate, so her husband died in a fire, and she's left with her 3 sons, raising them by herself, and having since her...
She does have 3.
Yep.
I forgot the baby.
Yeah, there's the baby.
Mm-hmm.
But she has 3 sons, Jackson, Max, and Tommy. And she's raised them by herself. She's had help from her dad ever since her husband passed away. She moved back home with the boys. But now, because Danny and his new wife are now moving away and intending on selling the house, she's going to be alone with her 3 boys and have to deal with all this stuff and isn't really sure if she can. And the family, having overheard this via conveniently placed baby monitor, her sister Stephanie, who the middle child, played by Jodie Sweetin, who has become a jet-setting, world-traveling, famous DJ called DJ Tanner because ha ha ha, agrees to...
It's so shitty.
And she's become so famous that after 2 episodes, they just stop. People just don't recognize her anymore. After 2 episodes, she has like 0 fame anymore, and she's poor.
Yeah,
like,
but
weren't you fucking famous? Come on.
Yeah, but in like episodes 4 or 5, she's playing at fucking Coachella.
Yeah, and then suddenly she's poor again.
It goes back and forth.
Because she ends up having to work for
Kimmy.
Weird Girl. Yeah. She ends up having to work for her because
Kimmy.
she's literally skinned. And it's like, she's meant to be fucking famous and rich. Like, it's not like she was broke when she moved in with her sister. What the fuck?
That is a plot hole. You are absolutely correct on that. But yes, Jodie Sweetin's second sister Stephanie is a trendsetter, agrees to suspend her career as a famous DJ and move in with her sister.
Although not really.
To help her out, so that her dad and the others don't have to.
Based on your new microphone you're currently using at the moment, Jim, can you tell us to enjoy our flight and thanks for flying Phoenix Airways?
Yeah, it kind of does look like that. This is temporary. I have an e-gift card for a new one. I'm going to go buy it tomorrow.
Not only does it look like that, it sounds like that too. Like you got that before you speak. You just have the like when it's close to the mouth. Like, this is your captain speaking. Thanks for flying Phoenix Airways and relax. Also, give it up for Disney Radio.
Okay then. Getting back on topic. Stephanie suspends her career to move in with her sister and help out, as does DJ's best friend, Kimmy Gibbler, who is currently living with her daughter, Ramona, and is separated from her soon-to-be ex-husband, Fernando.
God, I hated that character.
He's such shit.
Oh, not him. I hated the daughter at first. She grew better after a few episodes, but just going, oh my god, white people. Oh, laugh track. Oh my god, white people. Oh, laugh track. Speak Spanish. Laugh track.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Then when she actually grew into her own character instead of basically being a poor man's Dora the Explorer, she became interesting.
More
Fair
interesting.
Enough. So yes, Kimmy moves into the former. Kimmy is now a professional party planner, and apparently a very good one, if the show is to be believed. And she moves into the attic apartment there. Ramona gets the one bedroom upstairs. The two elder boys, Jackson and Max, end up sharing another one, and then the baby gets the third room. And Stephanie's living in the basement apartment, which apparently has been renovated back into an apartment that looks like the one Joey once had, back from the recording studio that it once was under Jesse around the end of the show.
Can I point out, Kimmy's not a good party planner if the show is to be believed.
Okay.
She messes up a hell of a lot because funny laugh stuff, comedy stuff, and in one day, that Stephanie does her job better than her without even trying. When she's like, yeah, look, I did the whole Indian stuff better than you.
Look, I bought a cow. It's in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, she didn't invite it in. Couldn't you tell by the fence around its neck? I just got it. It had a fence around it. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
Cue laugh track. But yeah, so that they agree to move in to help DJ raise her three boys with periodic cameo appearances by the other original cast members. And
most of which is freaking oh fuck, I can't remember.
Uncle Joey.
I would say Jesse.
Yeah, John Stamos.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse, sorry. Yeah, he's the one that appears the most. Shouldn't it be the dad?
You would think, but John Stamos is the executive producer that got this show made.
Yeah, so he wants to be in it the most. But it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, the shows, Ken, the dad really should be there more, but fuck him.
Yeah, because the thing is, they all love the show a lot, but the thing is, the one thing you could tell about Bob Saget being back in this role...
He's phoning it in as hell. He did not want to be here.
Yeah, the thing about Bob Saget is, if you've ever seen Bob Saget outside of this show, you know that he is the least PG person you will ever meet.
And he doesn't really want to go back into it.
Not really. You can tell he's putting himself back into this for the sake of the show and for a little bit here and there because of the memories that they did have a good time on the show. But you can tell it's hard for him to restrain himself from...
Move your mic a little bit away from your mouth.
I'm going to make a comment that was not Bob Saget. Look at him in this compared to the original show. This looked like Brent Spiner at Bob Saget.
You're not wrong.
Jim, move your mic a little bit away from your mouth. A little bit farther, I think, because then we'll have less, like, P's and S's and stuff.
This is your captain speaking.
P's?
Okay, just move it closer. Move it back again.
Now move it back out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I will say, yeah, the dad should have appeared in it more, and when he was there, the storylines were just, okay. He's, what, a couch suit? What the fuck's that?
You got a couch jacket?
Because he loved the couch, because he's weird.
That's a family couch. You can't have a talk on just any couch.
Now, I will say, this series for me, and if anyone watching out there on the internet, this show sort of goes like this, all the way down at the bottom and shoots up, then goes down and up all over the place. Because the first episode was fucking shit. I will sum up the pilot episode for you. Remind people that they were on Full House. Show clip from Full House. Do the exact same scene. Laugh track. That was shit. The second episode actually had something the first one lacked, and that's what I like to call plot.
Yeah,
it's a unique concept.
Yeah, they crammed all the fan service into the first episode and just made it a fan service grab. And as the series went on, there was less fan service, less of the original cast.
No. There was just as much fucking fan service. They say like the same goddamn 4 lines over and over.
Yeah, they spout their catchphrases a little too much, and they show a clip now and again, but it's significantly the entire first episode was nothing but references to fan service.
Do you remember when we were good? Do you remember?
Yeah, the first episode was terrible for that. Afterwards, it did get better. Although I'm sorry if you're listening, whoever the fuck made this, Holy Chalupa will not catch on. It's like when people do the whole shit like rise from the ashes and all this fucking hand gestures. It's not gonna catch on. Drop it. You sound like a retard.
Case closed.
Ha! I just made a reference to when we used to have a different show.
Aha! Banter. At any rate, but yeah, so once the fan service tells down, we get into the full set of the show. DJ is a veterinarian, and it's been about a little over a year since her husband passed away, and she's at the point where her former flame Steve from the original show.
Can I just say I hate what they did to him?
He's so fucking creepy.
He's clearly a stalker.
I don't mean he's a stalker or creepy. He's not even that. They just turned him into a complete whipped idiot that serves no purpose and to be the complete opposite of handsome doctor.
Yeah.
But he's like, I have fake hair. Remember when we used to do this? Let's go have our date at a fucking public high school. Because that's not
I get thrown out for brandishing a weapon.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were married and when we were younger? I remember that episode when who was it? Was it Stephanie's fake wedding with some
Stephanie and the Takanella or something.
Mary Takayama.
Yeah, and then they bring him on, which wasn't he played by a different actor?
Yes, that was the one instance in which an original came back as a different actor.
Because this show's saying all Asians look alike. We could bring back all the white ones, but the Asians, fuck it, let's get any of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you on the street, you're Asian enough, can you come on and do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, give them credit. They did indicate that next season Michelle's black friend will probably be coming back.
Wow.
The only thing that make me really interested in next season is if the Olsens come back.
Well, Sagan did an interview where he heavily rumored that one of them might come in for it, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I do like the Olsens. I do like the Olsens.
Yeah, if it's going to be an Olsen, it's going to be Mary-Kate because Ashley just straight up doesn't act anymore and has no interest in it. But Mary-Kate said there was some conflict of schedule and some things that she was considering, so Mary-Kate might show up to do it. We'll see.
But I will say, like I said, for people listening, in my opinion, is like I said, it goes up and down all over the place.
It does.
However, I will say, it's not Full House because they were trying to be way too meta, to the point where they were making too much meta jokes that don't work. Certain shows work if they're meta. This one didn't. It was too try hard with that stuff, and there was way more sex jokes than there was in Full House. And I've even gone back since it's been on Netflix, and I've watched a load of Full House since it's been on. There's no sex jokes.
No. And if they are, they're way more subtle. Like there's one thing that I've seen this being compared when referring to the problems of the sex scenes is there's a scene in the original where the one where Becky announces that she's pregnant with the twins, and she announces that she's pregnant with the twins, and Jesse jumps off the couch and he goes, wait, what? How did this happen? Well, I know how it happened, but
yeah,
that was the extent of the sex humor in Full House.
Yeah, but I mean, this one, They're constantly doing it, and they're constantly making
episode, like frickin' Stephanie's tits were in people's faces with her dress and shit.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. That one blindsided me too. I'm like, whoa, tits
like,
at Full House. What the hell is
way
this?
Too close to your fucking tits. It's weird.
Yes, I am also pretending to be outraged by that.
No, it was just weird for the character, you know.
I don't want to look at the tits. It just didn't fit the show tone.
If your dad is this close to your daughter's tits, there's something wrong.
I also loved. I was just making a joke of like Jim's also being outraged. I'm like, yes, I am also pretending to be outraged by seeing boobs.
No, it's not that. It's just fucking weird when your dad's checking out your rack, you know.
I don't know.
Let's all be honest. We know in real life Bob Saget would bang her in a heartbeat.
Oh, I'm surprised he already hasn't.
And yeah, like I said, Jim. To be fair, it works for Brooke Hogan.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, and it just and another thing, this one has like I guess lighthearted, happy shit, and then it's extra, and then it goes like fucking dark when Stephanie says she can't have children. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, which I liked that. I don't mean with the fact she couldn't have children and the fact it was depressing, but the fact the stuff like that when that happened, when you got the nice moments, and then they hugged, and that was nice. That felt like the old family stuff. That was cool. What I don't like is the storyline between, I'm just going to call it Jim and Handsome Doctor, trying to get in oldest daughter's pants. And then, oh my god, which one is she going to choose? Will she, won't she? Which one's she going to choose?
No, she's in fucking
and then she's like, no, I'm going to choose myself. And they're like, okay, we'll try again next season.
Pretty much. Let's go have a beer.
And if you remember from the fucking last show, when she had to choose between two guys, what did she choose? Nobody. I fucking knew that from the very beginning.
That happened on the last show?
Yeah, in the last show when she chose between rich asshole and greasy asshole.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, between Viper and the rich. I forgot about that.
Yeah, whenever she can't make a choice. Only when like both of them go away and then one other guy comes, then she'll make a choice of the one available guy.
Yeah, but this one didn't feel like that. This one felt more like, because like I said, at the end, they both said, don't worry, we're going to keep trying again. And I'm like, I knew it. The second they did that, I'm like, oh god, next season it's going to be the love triangle again.
Seems that way.
I'm sorry, you're not the Vampire Diaries. You can't milk this. You stopped being interesting with your love triangle, like after episode 1. Because the reason love triangles work is normally we're rooting for each people. This one I'm like, oh, Doctor who doesn't really give a shit about her, and it's like, yeah, I just took your job, fuck yeah. Or Stalker dude. Ooh, such a great choice here.
I know. Well, I understand what they were going for. I like how they played it. It was more supposed to be along the lines of, okay, Matt is the young, attractive, exciting guy that, would lead to, that cool, exciting life of, being a couple, doing things like that, all that kind of stuff like that aspect. Whereas Steve, well, he's not, the most romantic guy. He's kind of bumbler, but he's sweet in that bumbling way. And he's the kind of guy that they demonstrated was really good at being a dad type, and, playing with their kids in the backyard and, having that stuff.
They played up his motherfucking creepiness and his ugly fucking face, and, like, there's just little to nothing redeeming about him anymore.
Yeah, basically, it's a metaphor. Basically, it's a metaphor. Steve, whoever he's called, he represents the network that it used to be on that you're sort of nostalgic for, but when you look close, it's shit. And Handsome Doctor, he's a new character. He represents Netflix, all shiny, new, with better content.
There you go. Perfect.
That's not bad. I like that.
That's like literally exactly what's going on here.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
He's not canon.
But, like I said, when they did the stuff like the heart right parts of it were good. Like, I loved the idea of the little son wanting to get the fire, go on the fire truck and stuff like that. That episode was sweet.
That was good.
Yeah.
Some stuff was done right. Some stuff was just heavy hammered. Some stuff was too slutty. I did enjoy the character of the daughter. After a few episodes, she started to become cool.
Yeah, after she stopped being a stereotype.
Though I did like her dad.
You like Fernando?
I just thought it was weird that kind of it's encouraging, like, hey, Kimmy, no one else loves you. This is the one guy. Even though he cheated on you, it's okay because this is the only of your species you can mate with. Get back together.
To be fair, I don't think that's what they were saying. Because she even said she could do better than him, but he was like, come on, please take me back, I'm sorry. And eventually she forgave him.
I get it, but then like I don't know, it just felt weird. Like how when she was she didn't want him, and then she didn't want him, and she ran, and she didn't want to marry him. And
it's one of those things where the fact of the matter is, regardless of what happened, she loved and still has feelings for Fernando. I mean, she married him in a relationship. She loves Fernando. Yeah,
he's still the father of the children. I'll also point out as well. I have to say that was also something that was like, really, that's a little double standards by the show.
What's that?
The guy cheats on Kimmy. He's vilified for it. Then you do a whole season of the daughter constantly cheating on the two guys with each other, and she's the hero.
Yeah, but the difference is, in all fairness, she didn't sleep with either of them as far as we can tell. She was just making out with them a lot.
She didn't sleep, but she was up all night.
And they made Becky really weird.
Becky's having empty nest syndrome.
No, like she's like really like has this. She's the one who has the baby obsessed one.
Jesse's wife from the first show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they made her like. Yeah, but they made her really weirdly obsessed with babies. Like she wasn't like that before. Like she didn't want to like she wasn't crazy obsessed with being a mom or whatever. I mean, she did whatever she did, but she didn't like fantasize it or whatever. And those kids they shouldn't have empty nest syndrome when they come back, because technically her boys are back with them. They are graduated from college. They're living back with them. You empty nest syndrome when the nest is empty.
No, they weren't living with them. The boys were just visiting from college. They were still.
No, they graduated from college. Didn't you see? They graduated from college, and they're gonna open up a boat shop, and now they're living back with their parents. And that's why I said you're gonna buy us a boat.
Fair enough.
You have empty nest syndrome when the nest is empty, not when they're back.
Yeah, but they're grown up. That doesn't really count anymore. She misses having a baby at home,
Yeah, she misses having a baby. Plus, I'm not sure if they're still living with her or not, because in the last episode they were there, she mentioned it was just the two of them together.
Well, they said they graduated from college and they're coming back in the first episode, but they haven't been in it since, so they could have changed that.
Well, it might have been that they came back and visited, like Jim said, or they might have been staying with him temporarily. I know
they graduated because they said they were gonna buy the taco stand or whatever with the dad, because he said about
stuff. They may have graduated, but they might have gone on to do other stuff. But it's a case of and she. Although to be fair, she was a little bit obsessed with the babies. I don't think it was it wasn't crazy.
I thought it was a little crazy. Because it's like...
It was supposed to be crazy for comedian. It was supposed to be the kind of crazy that's funny, not the kind of crazy that's creepy.
I think it's a little crazy when they're like, who has a baby problem? I have a baby problem! And I'm like, whoa.
It's like Jim said, it's supposed to be the one... It's more crazy for funny, like.
Yeah.
I guess. I kind of felt sad for her.
I did love it when those two renewed their vows and when they left, so Kimmy couldn't stick him with the bill.
Huh.
Yeah.
I liked that because it was true. She literally tried to renew her vows on the same day or get remarried on the same day just to reuse their shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, because then, essentially speaking, what she did was piss all over their happy day, pretty much, while trying to sponge off them. When she's a teenage girl, fair enough, she's sponging off the families and stuff, fair enough, but when she's an adult, come on.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that way. And in fact, it's just, we're going to remarry Fernando in 2 days. It's like, you're that quickly, and then, well, lo and behold, you realize maybe you don't want to remarry Fernando, because he did kind of cheat on you like an asshole.
A lot.
Yep, well, I liked him. He was a fun character, and I'm glad they was together at the end of the series. I think they were anyway.
They agreed to remain engaged for as long as they felt like it, according to the Honorable Reverend Joey Gladstone of the Our Lady of the Holy Goalie.
Yeah, which I like that.
I like that Joy made a religion out of hockey.
Yep.
But yeah, they did a good job with that. Also, Jesse, Beck, you're going to renew their vows that Danny's not going to show up, really? But anyway,
they don't give a shit.
And they're going to renew their vows, and no one showed up but those two.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the daughters only showed up there because they happened to do it in their house.
Yeah. True. Their kids could be bothered to show up.
Their kids couldn't, their dad couldn't.
Yeah.
Assuming, I forget if he was the dad or the brother of data-eating main character.
Yeah.
Bob Saget.
He's the dad of main character.
Okay, so Bob Saget was the brother of him.
Yeah, he's
brother-in-law. Bob Saget was married to Jesse's sister, who died. Hence the premise of the first show.
Okay. Well, I was a little unclear on that at the moment. Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say but even he didn't bother showing up.
Yeah.
And he could show up to get a fucking couch jacket.
You know, you gotta admit though, that was a nice couch blazer.
That's fucking weird.
Also, how the fuck do you get lint and change out of it after you've made it? What the
I think they put it in there as a joke, but
probably. Yeah, that was just for a stupid joke.
Yeah, a lot of the jokes on this weren't that funny.
They fall flat, yeah.
Some of them did.
A lot of them did. And what the fuck was that, like, pirating thing or whatever? Like, they were gonna get a pirate movie or whatever, like...
Going online, they were gonna go to a website where they could illegally watch R-rated movies, but
yeah, but then the screen literally turned into, like, a pirate symbol, you got a virus from pirating, which is not how any of this works, and I get that you don't have to be, like, accurate or whatever, but at least show the computer, like, doing something other than that. That's just stupid.
That X wasn't to show they got it from pirating. That was like a computer virus, because that's also the warning that's on Bleach and stuff like that for virus.
Oh, is it? Because it just looks.
Yeah, that's the logo for poison or virus and stuff. So it was to show you got pwned with the logo and all the stuff to show that basically it was like something like a hacker or something would put in there. It's like, look, we just ruined you with a virus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it just looked cheesy.
Yeah, it did, but that's how TV does that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. But anyway, there were a lot of ups and downs, a lot of different things going on. But I liked once they really started focusing on the three women and the children, I think they really had a good dynamic going. They kind of captured some of the same feeling of Full House, even if some of the jokes were falling flat and they had some issues with the tone.
The oldest kid is a douchebag, like...
Hey, Jay Money in the house.
And also, his, like, friend who's his version of Kimmy wasn't, committing arson, okay? Like, there's a difference between, like, almost getting, like, borderline, first of all, like, illegal acts. Like, they did say he set stuff on fire. And, they said he, like, did all this, like, jackass stunts. But, like, there's a difference between Kimmy and, like, a potential, like, criminal.
Yeah, that was a little out
like,
there.
A slight difference.
Just a little bit.
To be fair, boys do that type of stuff, though.
I know, but, like, just the comparison they were making, it's, like, not. Because they were, like, doing, like, jackass stunts at, like, 10.
Yeah, but that's what boys do compared to, girls do different things, even with the 20-year time
but, like,
gap.
Okay, guys do, like, stupid shit, but not stupid stuff that could easily get you murdered in, like, a second.
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
That's why the show Jackass exists as a thing.
Yeah, for, like, adults doing stupid shit.
Yeah, no, when I was in school, so many kids did that shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because Jackass was huge. Boys used to do that shit. I used to jump off sheds and all sorts.
What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Yeah. I jumped off a few sheds.
And he
still lit stuff on fire.
I'll also point out the difference is that the boys' stunts would have hurt themselves. Kimmy tried to ruin other people's happiness.
Okay, but they did say he still lit stuff on fire.
He's still a creepy. He's still a little arsonist. That's a problem.
Yeah,
he lit stuff on fire. But to be fair, some boys have lit stuff on fire.
Sociopaths.
No, I mean, like, boys are like, when I was a kid, one of the things people used to do is put, like, the match, stick it out of a match, and then light out of a matchbox and light it for the genie, so it goes.
Yeah, but, like, they said he lit, like, people's bushes on fire or whatever or something.
Yeah, or bushes and stuff, like the hedges. It's not like he burned someone's house down and going, haha, in a creepy way. He lit fires like a kid does.
True.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah, I would say overall I liked how they were kind of, they captured some of the same tone. The biggest issue was it seemed like they said, okay, we know we want to capture some of the same Full House tone, we're using some of the same premise, but they said we need to modernize it so we can do things because of it's 30 years later and it's Netflix. We can do things that the original show couldn't do. And so they couldn't decide what they wanted. They had we're the original Full House. We're gonna have some of the sad moments like we had with Stephanie Can't Have Kids. but we're also going to put in some sex humor. We're going to put in this. We're going to put in that. And it was they tried to do too many things.
Did you also feel like that it was too that it was like it felt like really obviously modernized, but I felt the kids were like the only thing that wasn't modernized. Like you still had like 80s super compliant like I'll obey my parents because it's the right thing no matter what like 80s kids like in the original show in this modern world, and it felt really weird. I'm like, for all these kids in this modern age, they are really compliant for anything their parents say.
I point out, I confirm based on kids living in my house, that's how kids are if they're trained well.
I know, but I just felt like with a lot of problems they had.
And I also point out to you, Stacy, in this show, the oldest son didn't want to obey his mother and stowed away in Uncle Jesse's car.
Well, yeah. I get him. He did that once, but that was his like one thing. If he did that like every episode or something, but like.
Yeah, but I was saying if kids are raised right, they do obey their parents and stuff.
I just felt like the parents are so edgy and stuff that like I don't know. It felt weird in this modern society with the way that it showed on screen.
The kids aren't old enough to be like the proper rebellious ages.
I guess.
Like one of them's really a young kid.
Yeah, it's baby.
That little kid Max. I don't know what's up with that kid.
He's kind of weird.
That kid's walking around acting like he's like 20.
That little kid is cool, except for when he tries his holy chalupa.
Mm-hmm.
Hate that catchphrase.
Mm-hmm. I like how he has a bag of money in his closet.
Yep.
That's awesome. But yeah, overall, I think I think that's the first season it was a new thing. They tried a little bit too much. The tone was a little over the place. I think for season 2, if they level the tone out a little bit, if they tone back on Steve's creepiness, and if they focus more on the the real Full House feel, the same things like that, and keep Stephanie's tits in her shirt a little more frequently, I think they'll be okay.
We hear the president not condone that.
I'm not gonna complain if they are. It's still.
We at least condone don't whip out your tits in front of your dad. Can we at least say that?
It's an on-screen dad. Who cares?
And in all fairness, it's Bob Saget. He has multiple. I'm pretty sure in real life he has multiple girlfriends younger than her.
I'm sure he does. I'm just saying for the show, it's just weird that you act that way and dress that way around your dad.
Yeah. But you got to admit, if they were going to do jokes like that, at least on a couple of occasions, they were funny. Like when DJ made the boobers joke, that was funny.
I guess.
Because you got a little Smooth Joey was right there. She's like, "What if he sees my boober? What if the Uber sees my boobers?" And Smooth Joey was just like, "Well, you won't have to tip." It's like, that was nice, Joey. That was nice.
It's weird.
Well, we know Joey got around that house because I find again it's still all these years later it's still really suspicious as when you brought them back now that when you look at Jesse and Becky's kids they look nothing like Jesse but they look exactly like Joey.
Mm-hmm. I mean they could see it kind of a little bit like Becky because Becky's kind of like got some little bit
yeah, but
they look nothing like Joey at all.
Jesse.
Sorry, Jesse. Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't look Greek at all.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, bringing around over final thoughts here. I think we covered most of this. But overall, Fuller House, basically, if you're a fan of the original Full House, you'll probably like at least some parts of this.
You might find this tolerable. Might.
Yeah, if you were not a fan of Full House, you're not going to like this show. It's not your show. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. Also.
Be aware there's going to be some shifts in tone. There's going to be some humor that you're not accustomed to seeing in a Full House setting. But overall, it was a good first season. I'll admit I enjoyed it, and I think that, they tested a lot of things out. They threw everything at the wall to see what would stick, and now that they know what worked, what didn't work, they see the reviews, the ratings, they can hone it down for season 2, they can tighten it up, they can do what they need to do to make it work a little bit better for season 2, and hopefully be good for that.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, I hope so. So, with that, thank you two. Do you have final thoughts before I go?
My final thoughts were, it has nothing to do with being a Fuller House fan or anything like that, because if gone back and watched some of the Full House stuff, and upon watching this, it's a completely different tone. It's like someone took Full House and it had sex with 2.5 men, and this is its child. it doesn't feel right. It feels nasty in parts of it.
It should also be mentioned that her dead husband was his. Yeah, I'm just saying the husband's last name was Fuller, so that's why it's called Fuller House. Because the fireman's husband's name is Fuller.
Okay. But yeah, I was saying, yeah. Basically, it's like the original and 2.5 Men had a love child, and it's the new show. Yep. It doesn't feel like the original. It feels like a nasty, cheap cash-in. Plots go nowhere. Stories aren't good, and yeah, okay, a few times they happen to reference the past show. That doesn't suddenly equal good.
No, not really.
Referencing a past show does not equal good. I'll put out to you, Dragon Ball GT did that. That was fucking terrible. This show, I'd say give it a couple episodes, you might be able to sit through it, but overall, I didn't like it. I don't know, it was off. It felt bad.
Fair enough. A lot of people felt that way and didn't like it, and I understand why. Yeah, I would definitely say, regardless of who you are, if you're going to give this a shot, watch at least 2 to 3 episodes, because the first episode is nothing but fan service, and it's not an accurate representation of the remainder of the show.
That's why, to be fair, I did say watch a few episodes.
You did, and that's good.
That was literally why.
Yeah. Pew, final thoughts?
Yeah, so it's kind of shit. If you like Full House, you may find this tolerable. First episode, obviously, just, hey, everybody, we exist, blah.
Damn, we all look good.
Debatable. Bob Saget looked like he's, let himself go.
A little bit.
Yeah. But, anyway, yeah, just off. But you know what? It has potential.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see where it goes next season, and hopefully they tighten things up and figure out drop some of the things that didn't work and focus on things that did work, and we'll see what happens. Until then, we'll see you next time.